International Public Sector Accounting Standard 5, or IPSAS 5, is a rule that changes how governments report their spending. It's actually a critical part of a global effort to make public finances more honest and clear. This standard deals with a specific type of cost known as borrowing costs. These are the interest payments and other charges that a government has to pay when it takes out loans. For a country like Pakistan, which often borrows money for big projects, understanding these costs is very important for financial health and stability. The rules are designed to show the true cost of government activities over time. The main principle of Ipsas 5 is quite straightforward. It says that if a government borrows money to build something big and long-lasting, the interest paid on that loan should be added to the total cost of the asset. This is called capitalization. For example, if the government borrows money to build a new dam, the interest on that loan becomes part of the dam's official value. This gives a more accurate picture of the total investment. It helps officials and the public understand the full financial commitment required for major national assets, rather than seeing borrowing costs as just another routine expense that disappears each year. However, Ipsas 5 also makes a clear distinction. Not all borrowing costs are treated this way. If the government borrows money for its day-to-day operations, such as paying salaries or buying office supplies, the interest on those loans must be recorded as an expense in the year it is paid. This prevents the government from hiding its operational deficits by adding these costs to assets. This rule ensures that the annual budget reflects the true cost of running the government. It creates a clear line between long-term investment and short-term operational spending, which is crucial for responsible financial management. This approach provides a much more transparent view of a country's financial position. When borrowing costs are capitalized for qualifying assets, like highways or power plants, the government's balance sheet more accurately reflects the value of its infrastructure. This helps in making better decisions about future investments and managing national debt. For citizens and international partners, it means the financial statements are more reliable and easier to understand. This clarity is the first step toward building greater trust in public institutions and their ability to manage the nation's resources wisely and effectively. For many years, Pakistan's government used a simple, cash-based system for its accounting. This old method only recorded money when it was actually received or spent. While easy to use, this system did not provide a complete picture of the country's financial health. It failed to account for future obligations or the true value of national assets. Recognizing these limitations, Pakistan has embarked on a major reform journey. The goal is to shift to a modern, accrual-based accounting system, following the international standards set by Ipsas. This transition is a fundamental step towards improving governance and accountability in the public sector. The adoption of Ipsas 5 is a key part of this larger transformation. In a country that invests heavily in infrastructure, the way borrowing costs are handled is extremely important. Consider the construction of a major project like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor highways or the Dasu Dam. Under the old system, the massive interest payments on loans for these projects would just be listed as an annual expense. Ipsas 5 changes this by requiring these interest costs to be included in the total value of the roads or the dam. This provides a more truthful representation of the massive national investment being made in these critical assets. This shift is being led by a coalition of key national institutions. The Auditor General of Pakistan holds the constitutional authority to set the accounting standards for the government. The AGP is working closely with the Ministry of Finance to steer this reform. Another vital partner is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, which provides technical expertise and advocates for the adoption of these global best practices. Together, these bodies are developing a roadmap, conducting pilot projects, and creating the necessary frameworks to implement Ipsas across all levels of government, from federal ministries to provincial departments. The process of change is gradual and deliberate. The government is taking measured steps to ensure a smooth transition. This includes conducting studies to identify the gaps between the old system and the new Ipsas requirements. Pilot programs are being run in certain federal entities to test the new accrual-based accounting rules in a real-world setting. The Controller General of Accounts, which manages the government's main accounting system, is also playing a crucial role by adapting its software and processes. These careful, step-by-step actions are essential to building a solid foundation for a more transparent and accountable public financial system in Pakistan. Despite the clear benefits, the path to fully implementing Ipsas 5 in Pakistan is filled with significant challenges. One of the biggest obstacles is the lack of technical skills and awareness among public sector employees. For decades, government accountants and officials have been trained in the old cash-based system. The shift to accrual accounting requires a completely new mindset and a different set of skills. Many employees are unfamiliar with complex concepts like asset capitalization. Without extensive training and capacity-building programs, there is a high risk of incorrect application of the standards, which would defeat the purpose of the reform. Another major challenge is institutional resistance to change. Government departments are often accustomed to established routines and procedures. Introducing a new accounting system that demands more detail and transparency can be met with skepticism or even opposition. Some may see the new rules as an unnecessary complication that adds to their workload without providing immediate benefits. Overcoming this inertia requires strong leadership from the top, clear communication about the long-term advantages of the reform, and ensuring that all stakeholders feel involved and supported throughout the transition process. It is a cultural shift as much as it is a technical one. Furthermore, there are significant technological and resource constraints. While the federal government has a robust SAP-based system, its reach may not extend to all provincial and local government bodies. Many smaller public sector entities lack the necessary IT infrastructure and software to handle the complexities of accrual accounting. Implementing Ipsas effectively requires significant investment in new systems, hardware, and ongoing technical support. Financial resources are also needed to fund the widespread training programs that are essential for building the required human capacity across the country, which can be a challenge amid tight fiscal budgets. Finally, the complexity of the standards themselves can be a hurdle. Ipsas includes a large body of detailed rules that can be difficult to interpret and apply correctly, especially in the unique context of Pakistan's public sector. There is a need for clear, localized implementation guidance and support materials. Without this, officials may struggle to apply the standards consistently, leading to unreliable financial reporting. Donor agencies like the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank are providing support, but the primary responsibility for creating a sustainable system rests with Pakistan's own institutions, which must build a permanent support structure for public sector accountants. The successful implementation of Ipsas 5 is not just a technical accounting exercise, it is fundamental to Pakistan's future progress and prosperity. By accurately accounting for the costs of major infrastructure projects, the government can make far better long-term economic decisions. When policymakers see the true, full cost of building a dam or a highway, including all associated borrowing costs, they can more effectively assess the project's viability and its impact on national debt. This leads to more responsible public investment, ensuring that taxpayer money and borrowed funds are used for projects that deliver genuine value to the nation. Moreover, adopting these international standards significantly enhances Pakistan's reputation on the global stage. International investors, donor agencies, and credit rating agencies closely scrutinize a country's public financial management. When Pakistan's financial statements are prepared according to globally accepted rules like Ipsas, it signals a strong commitment to transparency and good governance. This builds trust and confidence, making it easier for Pakistan to attract foreign investment, secure loans at more favorable interest rates, and form stronger partnerships with international development organizations. It is a key step in integrating Pakistan more fully into the global economy. Inside the country, the benefits are just as important. Transparent accounting strengthens accountability and helps in the fight against corruption. When the public and oversight bodies like Parliament can clearly see how much is being spent on major projects, it becomes much harder for funds to be misused. This accountability empowers citizens and civil society to hold the government responsible for its spending decisions. Over time, this fosters a culture of integrity within public institutions, ensuring that national resources are managed for the benefit of all Pakistanis, not just a select few. Ultimately, mastering Ipsas 5 is about building a more resilient and sustainable future for Pakistan. Accurate financial reporting is the bedrock of sound economic planning and effective governance. It allows the government to manage its assets and liabilities more strategically, anticipate future financial challenges, and ensure the long-term health of the nation's finances. As Pakistan continues to build critical infrastructure to support its growing population and economy, the principles of transparency and accuracy embedded in Ipsas 5 will be indispensable. Getting this right is a crucial investment in the country's stability and its journey towards sustainable development.